If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. It would really help the channel, and we have battle reports, boarding actions, and list videos every week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. This video is going over the 2 new detachments for the Astra Militarum Imperial Guard for the boarding actions in 10th edition 40K. I will go over the allowed units for building a list, the rule adaptations, then the 2 enhancements and the 4 stratagems for each of the new detachments. The first detachment we'll be going over is the Embarked Regiment, and then the Tempestus Boarding Regiment. This is an army. I do not know the infantry units that well. I did not include a list for these detachments. The army rule for the Astra Militarum is direct orders. Units from your army with a voice of command ability retain that ability and gain this one. Each time an officer model in this unit issues an order, that order can be issued to a friendly Astra Militarum unit within range regardless of any keywords that unit is normally required to have. Alright, the first detachment is Embarked Regiment. The detachment rule is get down. Each time an Astra Militarum unit from your army is selected to shoot, you can select one other friendly Astra Militarum unit. Until the end of the phase, models in that attacking unit can ignore models in that friendly unit for the purposes of determining visibility. For the Embarked Regiment allowed units, so these are the units you can use when building a list, you can include up to one of the following units: Acadian Castellan, Acadian Command Squad, Gaunt's Ghost, Iron Hand Starkin, Sly Marbo, and Ursula Creed. You can include up to one of the following units: a Commissaire, a Ogren Bodyguard, Nork Deadog, a Primary Psyker, a Regimental Engineer, or Sergeant Harger. And then for your troops, you can include 3 of the following units. All of them are 10-man squads: the Acadian Shock Troops, Catachan Jungle Fighters, and Infantry Squad. And then finally, you can include up to one of the following units: the Bulgren Squad, 3 models, a Karstikan Squad, 5 or 10 models, Rattling Snipers, 5 models, and a Ogren Squad, 3 models. The Embarked Regiment rules adaptations. The Master Vox Wargear ability only allows the unit's officer to issue orders to units up to 12 inches away instead of the 24 inches, but when doing so, walls and closed hatchways are ignored. The Acadian Shock Troops unit loses the Shock Troops ability, Gaunt's Ghost loses the Covert Stealth Team ability, Nork Deadog loses the Thunderous Headbutt, Rattling Snipers lose that Sharpshooter and Scarborough ability, Sly Marbo loses that Leica Fighting Shadow ability, and Ursula Creed loses that Tactical Genius ability. Forming boarding squads. In the boarding squad step, you must attach a Loyal Protector model to your boarding patrol to a command squad unit specified in the Loyal Protector rule. The following units do not split into separate units in the form boarding squad step, because usually if you have a 10-man squad, you have to break it up into a 5-man squad, even if it's normally only a 10-man squad. The Acadian Shock Troops, Catachan Jungle Fighters, Death Corps of Krieg, and Infantry Squad. For the enhancements, we have Rigged Blind Grenades. Once per battle, when an enemy unit opens a hatchway, if the bearer is on the battlefield, it can use this enhancement. If it does, roll 1d6. On the 2+, that enemy unit is battle shocked. Shipboard Veteran. Each time you target an Astra Militarum unit from your army with a stratagem, if that unit is visible to the bearer, roll 1d6. On a 4+, you gain 1 CP. This one's not bad. It just depends on those stratagems coming up. If they're good or not, you might want more CP during the game. Now to the 4 stratagems that come with the Embarked Regiment. Against the odds for 1 CP in your shooting or the fight phase, 1 Astra Militarum unit. Critical wounds add 2 AP to attacks. Duck and cover for 1 CP. Opponent shooting or the fight phase, 1 Astra Militarum unit that has 1 or more models on the opposite of an open hatchway from 1 or more of the attacking models, and this makes -1 to hit to incoming attacks to that Astra Militarum unit. Idle hands for 1 CP. Your movement phase, 1 Astra Militarum unit that is not within engagement range that has not moved, open a hatchway within 1 inch of that unit. There is a restriction. Until the end of the turn, that unit cannot open a hatchway again. The last of the stratagems is Brutal Choke Point for 1 CP. In your movement phase or the charge phase, 1 Astra Militarum unit that has not fired Overwatch. Overwatch hits on 5s instead of 6s now. And that is the Embarked Regiment detachment. I didn't make a list just because I do not know a lot of these infantry that well. I figured the people that know Guard well could throw a list in here in the comments. Now let's go over the second detachment for the Astra Militarum and boarding actions, the Tempestus Boarding Regiment. The detachment rule is purge sweep protocols. Each time a Militarum Tempestus unit from your army is selected to shoot, if one or more models are within 1 inch of an open hatchway and every model in the unit are on the same side of that hatchway, select one enemy unit on the opposite side of that hatchway from that unit. To the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in that unit have the lethal hits ability while targeting that unit. The Tempest boarding regiment allowed units for when you're building your list. You can include one of the following units, a Militarum Tempest command squad. You can include one of the following units, a Commissaire, Ogren bodyguard, Primaire Psyker, Regiment Engineer, or a Regimental Preacher. You can include up to 3 of the following units, Tempestus Scions, 5-man or 10-man squads, and then finally you can include up to 1 of the following units, a 3-man squad of Bulgrins. The Tempestus boarding regiment rules adaptations. The Tempestus Scions can perform the Secure Tights tactical maneuver as if they had the battle line keyword. The Militarum Tempestus unit loses the Deep Strike ability. And in the Form Boarding Squad step, you must attach a Loyal Protector model to the Command Squad unit as specified in the Loyal Protector rule. The 2 enhancements for this detachment is Covert Breach. At the start of the first battle round, the bearer's unit can make a normal move up to 6 inches. And then Elimination Force. At the start of the first battle round, select one enemy unit. Each time a model in the bearer's unit makes an attack that targets that enemy unit, if the strength of that attack is less than the toughness of that enemy unit, add 1 to the wound roll. And that's not a bad one right here, but still I think the core ones do add a little bit more. Now let's go over the 4 specific stratagems for this detachment. The first one is Brutal Training for 1 CP. In the fight phase, a Militarum Tempestus unit, +1 attack and +1 strength to melee weapons. That's a pretty good one right there. Coordinated Strike for 1 CP. In the start of your command phase, 1 officer unit can issue an army-wide order. There is a restriction until the end of the turn. Officer models cannot issue more orders, and you can only use this stratagem once. Lockdown for 1 CP. In your movement phase, 1 Astra Militarum unit. At the end of the phase, select 1 open hatchway that unit went through and close that hatchway. And then for our final stratagem is Fire Pattern Hurricanus for 1 CP. Your shooting phase, after a Militarum unit has shot, select 1 enemy unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks, -2 from the movement and -2 from advance and charge rolls for that enemy unit. This one's powerful and annoying. And that is the Tempestus boarding regiment detachment. Now for some final thoughts. I'm not sure how many more of these detachment overviews I will do. I want to record more actual games to build the audience that way. These are kind of boring to produce. It's just take the info from the book and put it on here. The list building is a part I really like. I would rather do more list building and theory crafting for the factions. I still will do these once in a while, but not as a weekly video. Subscribe for weekly battle reports, list videos, boarding actions, and other Warhammer 40K content. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by.